Assalamu alaikum. My name is Diana Basise from the Gambia Scout Association Media. Today we bring you a special conversation with the Chief Commissioner of the Gambia Scout Association. Today our conversation is going to reflect on growth, resilience and transformation. Today our theme is where we were to where we are now in the Gambia Scout Association. So thank you, sir, for your great leadership, and please introduce yourself for the camera.
Assalamu alaikum. Once again, I welcome you for this auspicious interview that you designed to meet me. My name is Amadou Dafe, the current Chief Commissioner of the Gambia Scout Association. It's a pleasure for me to meet the media team, and thank you for honoring the service of the association.
Okay, sir, we'll begin with asking you a question. What was the inspiration you had to join the Gambia Scout Association? At what age did you join, and what challenges did you face as a child?
Wow, I have to be fair. At the younger age, when I was enrolled to a primary school named Sunchibalia Primary School, where I found a lot of associations. But one thing that motivated me at that age, at that time, that is the discipline side of the scouts and their uniforms, and especially when it comes to independence, their participation in the independence anniversary. That motivated me. So I joined in two associations, but I could not hide my feeling. The scout by my idea as a youngster in grade 1. I joined the association in 1991 when a young movement at that school, a new school which is named Sunchibalia Primary School, which has been supported with a lot of philanthropies, and some of the philanthropists are scouters. So this is what, at that age, this is what motivated me to join the Gambia Scout Association.
Okay, that was very interesting. So, can you take us back to the to the previous state of the Gambia Scout Association and tell us the current state of the Gambia Scout Association?
Yeah, if we do a comparative study or a comparative analysis, we will see generation change. But we can only account for that generation by a SWOT analysis, the challenges and the success we see, which one comes first in a comparative analysis. When we were young, there is a high discipline in the association, which the association did not have a lot of resources, but that discipline is there. That helped us to manage the association. We were young, we were listening to our leaders, like our scout masters, our troop leaders, our patrol leaders. We were listening to those people, their instructions. And most of, by then, our activities has to be educational based movement. But very few opportunity was given to the young ones, because currently today what we are having, like international events and other activities that is designed for young people, is quite different. What we know by then is educational activities, just like gardening, march pass, community sensitization, community work and others. But today here we have a lot of things that the model, I would say the model young scouts are involved in, which we have a very open environment for all the young ones. And that's why we are saying inclusive these days. We are saying leave no one behind. So it's quite different. It was very challenging when we are young. Most of the activities we have to fund it by ourselves. I can remember our camp fees was designed $5. By then, $5 was valued just like today, $500, and 5 cup of rice for our camps. That will take us to 3 days. But to be honest, nowadays I even admire some of the young people, despite the fact I'm still part of the young people. But I believe that my generation and the other generation that are coming, the teenagers, is quite different. So there was difference between the two generations.
So, speaking of those challenges, what do you think was the main reason why the spirit of scouting was still kept alive, even though there were challenges on the way?
Yeah, most of the time is the love of the movement. There are people who entered and will come and go, but there are people who you know that they are still with the association. And I want to thank our leaders, that has trained us. They are still in this movement, and that has trained the people like me and other people, viewers. So that has given us that spirit. We never disappoint or leave this association at all difficult times. They were leaders, good leaders that were there for the association. That's why today most people like me and yourself and other scouts there are enjoying it. Hadn't been the association did not have those legal mandate to operate in the Gambia, do not have those schools, those skill centers that was created by our forefathers, starting B.O. Semegajane, the former president Sadauda Kairaba Jawara, Hassan Musa Kamara, Cham Juf, Master Sambu, scientist Njai, name them and other people. We will not have the environment today that we are enjoying. Today, I am proudly to say, with the effort of our then leaders, they have created a conducive environment for this neck to operate. They have created a conducive legal tools for this neck to use and guide the interests of the young people of this association. Today, we are established by an Act of Parliament. The latest one was 1982. It was people. If you see 1982, I was born in 1982. So that means that there was a legal tool that was prepared for this association. We know, going by literature, this association was established in 1921 by two British indigenous, John Bogan and John Morgan, that established. They were educationers. They came to the boys' high school that is behind Gamtel at Banjul. So when they applied to the interior of the Gambia, they went as far as around Amitage, but they could not stay around those interior part of the country based on some challenges, environmental and some diseases. So they have to come back to Batos, and they name it as the first Batos, that is the boys' high school. And we have second Batos and third Batos. And later it evolved to the combos where we have the first combo, the second combo goes like that until 14 combo, where I joined that troop in 1991 and I become a member of the Gambia Scout Association. So the generation differs, but still now the association stays, and the population or the growth of the association varies. By then, we know that the enjoyment that the association have, 90% of the schools in the Gambia are having scout units, and they are both the elementary and the upper basic school or the secondary schools functional. Today also we have such, although we have more than 3,000 schools in the Gambia, but around 70% today which we have scout unit or scout troop in those schools. Still now is the education that is binding the then and today the present days of today.
So we've seen the differences between then and now. So, what key milestones or key achievements do you think describe this progress is made over the past years?
I think number one is growth, growth, which is very important because it's good you assess yourself and see the association that you are in, whether the number is increasing or decreasing. And not only growth, what is the output of the association in terms of changing the life of young people? I don't want to quote myself, but I was just want to do it for the interest of the viewers. I joined the association when I was 8 years. So this association trained me all the level of leaderships. And today I am currently the acting director of the Department of Physical Planning and Housing. And I name another example of another director, that is the current director of National Road Authority, Mr. Somali. So that is also a scouter. So we have seen like the association has achieved in increasing training young ones and changing the life of young people in this country. Name them. Most of the good leaders in this country, they have all passed through the scouting, or the scouting prepared them to be today where they are. Currently, if we go to the present cabinet, at least 40% of the cabinet members were once a scout or still an active scout in this association. So the scouting, one way or the other, has changed the landscape and the population, the mindset of Gambians and even non-Gambians that are residing in this country. So I think people owe this association for the roles that they are playing to change the life of young people. And this remind me also we are calling still now stakeholders to be partners in the change making, in the positive, constructive change making. We say every scout is a leader because our program, since the first day you join this association, we train you of leadership. And we don't mean that everybody would be a leader, but one way or the other, whether at our homes, whether at peer friends, whether at group level, or whether at our institution, one day or the other, we must be tested by our leadership skills. So this association has changed the life of a lot of young people. If we go to institution like the National Army, we go to the institution like the police, immigration, we go to civil NGOs, we go to other institutions. We have seen that you cannot go when you do a little census where you will have 100 people, 4 or 10 people or 10% of those who have gathered are not scouts. So anywhere you go, you will find out one of the members to be a scout.
So you joined scouting at a very early age, like you mentioned.
Yes.
So looking at the scouting now, what changes have you seen in the campings, in the community service, and also just scout participation? What changes have you seen, or in the scout programs that are happening now?
Now, I think, in fact, the population, by looking at the changes that is happening, the population most a time have the perception that we are voluntary organizations and we are ready always to give service or to render service to the community and to the needy ones. You see, now we have seen that during the flood time, the Scout Emergency Response Team will go out and help the needy ones in the difficult condition that they are in. When there is a national event also, the Scout Emergency Team will go out and render service to the needy ones. When there is also settle or teshito in our community, Scout family will come and contribute extra by not only participating, by also providing entertainment to motivate people to stay long, and appreciate whatever they are doing. When you go to agriculture also, the scout also create gardens. They will also help communities to achieve what we want. So I think the scouts are playing very vital roles in our communities, and the scouts are helping this country as one of our promise. We must believe in our nation and believe in the government of the day. So that's why anytime we are called, we always say we are prepared, and our motto, our slogan is to be prepared.
So what are some of the current obstacles that you face or you see the association face since you become the chief commissioner? And how can the stakeholders work towards helping the organization grow?
Yeah, the common challenges for all youth organizations or for all youths worldwide is the same common things. Yeah, there is always a need for capacity development. There is need. Youths want to be constructive in the society. They want to play their role in the society. We need that conducive environment or we need to create that conducive environment for all the youths. We need more skill centers. Although we have 2 skill centers that are operational, but there are challenges with those skill centers. Also, the association need some financial muscles. Once we are at the administration side with the NEC and the chief commissioner, we have day-to-day administrative things to run, and these are non-profitable organizations. We are not a commercial entity, so we are a voluntary youth organization. We don't expect all our activities, community activities, will be charging people for the service that we are rendering. And during rendering that services, we need to spend in terms of transporting volunteers, providing refreshment and other things for volunteers. Those things are challenges. The willingness may be there for the association, but maybe there are at times some financial muscles that is coming as a constraint. Although also today we are 105 years old, we were having a headquarters that we use as our administrative center. Currently, we are having this challenge with those. We are not with an headquarters. we are using one of our skill center where we do our administrative works. We intend to develop our headquarters. We already acquired a land through the help of our senior scouts some decades ago. So the job now is with us to see we have that fund or mobilize that fund so that we can have a modern headquarters that can operate as the administration center for all the scouts within the 8 regions. And that scout can see that as a center for their communication and for all necessary transactions that has to do with scouting.
So you made mention that we are 105 years old today, and
How old are you?
I'm just 18.
Okay.
So you see that there are people who have been in the scouting for over 100 years ago. So where do you see the Gambia Scout Association in the next 5 to 10 years?
In fact, currently the speed that we are going is threatening in a sense that the level of development, I don't want to at times table down what we have achieved, but I will always score ourselves with the aim that we have by the whole team, that is including the council and the NEC and the scout body generally from regions up to the grassroots level. The energy that is with these young people, that is a challenge for me that I cannot sleep always, because anytime people will be calling for this is what we need to go to next step. Today, where the association is, I think even the sub-regions, most of the NSOs, the international commissioners, have been calling us, contact, what strategy are you using to achieve within a short time, within 2 years, you have achieved up to this level where NSOs will want to come and learn from you the best practice. You understand? And that is happening. Our neighbors, Sierra Leone, Senegal, and even Lesotho and others, they have been engaging. What strategy are you using? But this was through the administrative help. When we came in, we sat down, we designed the strategy policy for the NSO from 2024 to 2028. And the 7 strategy that we came with, that include whatever we are doing. Today, I can register that out of that 7 strategy is only one of the strategies that we are yet to achieve. But when we talk about growth, inclusive, everything, that led us to today we have registered 3 projects. The first project is SDGs, and the second one is Ticket for Life. And just last week, we got another project that is strengthening capacity. That's what our strategy, our 7 strategy. And I was very surprised. I didn't underrate this association. When I was in the World Scout Conference in Egypt, 2024, on September 21st, we adopted the 10 World Scout strategy, WOZO. And look at it, our 7 strategy covered the whole of that 10 new strategy that is created by WOZO. In fact, I was with a peer friend from Korea. When I saw him, our 7 strategy, he said, "Wow, were you ahead of WOZUM, or is WOZUM ahead of you guys?" So I really want to throw back and appreciate my team, the whole of the NEC and the whole of council and the regional executive, regional commissioner, and the scout family for coming up in a 2 days retrieve and drafting that strategy. But it all helped us where we identify our needs and our challenges. By that need and our challenges, that help us to construct the new 10 strategy for the Gambia Scout, the 7 strategy for the Gambia Scout Association. And today we are operating by that. Even if our terms end in 2027, by 2028, the new executive that will come will always will meet at least a strategy that they can start with for 1 year, they can use, that can help. That's the intention of the new executive. We don't want this association, when we are not there, there will be a break. We want continuity. So that's why we drafted a strategy starting from 2024 to 2028. And the whole of the management of from council, from the national executive, from the regional commissioners and executive district and everybody want to leave a legacy that will be there, that nobody can break, that will help in saving and guiding in the negative practice of corruption, and guiding in the best ethical accountability standard of the operational of this association.
Thank you so much. So we are almost at the end of this program. So what word would you like to send to the scouts watching you today?
Yeah, my advice will go to a young scout like you. First of all, I am part of the young people of this country, the decision makers. About more than 68% of the population of the Gambia are young people. We have a right, we have a vote, we have a voice, and we are change makers in a positive way in our environment, in any environment that we are. We should be change makers. So I will advise, let's all the young people come and join this noble association, the Gambia Scout Association. Gone are those days where the association there is this zero and all other things. Now you see very lively educative programs that change young peoples in these associations. Like as the founders will say, try to leave this world twice better as you found it. For us, we believe that anybody who is in this association, when you come and have a program with us, when you go back to your compound or to your community, you should be an agent for change. You understand? Agent for change. And your family or your pair friends or friends should notice that there is a positive or a positive change towards your behavior. As we said, education or experience without behavioral change is tantamount to nothing. So that's why all our activities, it has to do with education. There is no thing like punishment in us. What we see as punishment, as the chief, I'm not seeing as punishment because they did something. I want to call it. Say, can you please sweep here? The place that you clean, you will come and benefit from the place that you clean. So therefore, that with that little experience, you can learn that I have cleaned a place where you know that I can come enjoying now. So there's a profit for me being involved in the cleanness. And two, also, next time, the wrong action that I did, if I do that, there is a process that I have to go through. So with the young scout of the Gambia Scout, I will advise you to follow your leaders, listen to leaders, you follow the scout laws, you abide by the ethics and the code of this association, and let's we all live in a constructive environment. There is a lot of opportunities in this association, not only wearing the uniform, although my best uniform in the scouting, that is venture, because I like blue color. That is the section from 16 to 20, which is scout. That's why I said scouting is one of the best associations. We design your program according to your age and your interests. So therefore, I'm urging the public, I'm urging everybody. Scouting is an open association for all. It doesn't determine whether you belong to a religion A or B, or you are white or black. Once you follow our rules and laws, it's open for everybody. So therefore, I invite everybody who is residing in the Gambia, or Gambians, or you are a young one. I invite you to this noble association. You can join by, if you want, you can join physically. If you want, you can join through online. You go to gambiascout.com and you will see register as a member, and you register there as a member. Automatically, you become a member. It doesn't matter your age. You can come. We invite adults. We call adults in scouting, and there's a program designed for you, so you can also join as an adult. So once you join as an adult, it doesn't mean that also we will design the junior scouts or young scout their program for you. So we call you adults in scouting, and we design you. So it doesn't mean that also when you are an adult, if you join this association, you are going to be the last dumper or the last person. The program is designed according to your age. If your age is 20 upwards, you go to the rover sections, and mostly which are adults. So we have your programs for you. Once again, I want to thank the media team for coming and having a interview with me. I hope to see you again for more discussion on scouting. And next time I will register more achievement by these associations and our upcoming plans also. I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much. That was the Chief Commissioner of the Gambia Scout Association. Thank you for those wise words, and we hope to see you again soon.